Welcome to the Fanboi podcast, made in collaboration with Studio 71. It's your boy Harley, and today is the iconic horror special extravaganza, and I'm joined with my boy Chef Atari.
Yes, sir. Very, very excited for this.
Yep, I had to have you here because Ameer's movie knowledge is extensive, and it's only appropriate. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's jump into this iconic horror extravaganza. I'm probably going to change the name like 10 times while I speak. Full disclosure, I'm not really going to talk about like Bela Lugosi or Boris Karloff. I do have love for the old school, like a respectable appreciation, although my knowledge is not enough to be commenting on, like, you know, the old Universal horror movies or, you know, Vincent Price even. I'm not really, you know, formulated, which is funny. It kind of makes me think of like rap kids nowadays, how there's like old school hip hop, like, you know, NWA. Then there was like the newer, well, no, that's ancient hip hop is like, you know, maybe NWA, even though it goes further back. Old school hip hop, like Wu-Tang, you know, and then there's like the new school hip hop, which was like A$AP Rocky, Kendrick Lamar type thing, that era. And then there's the newest school where it's just insane now, you know? Like, I'm talking about Lil Xanaxes and Lil Pump Skis and all that stuff. So the Lil Pump equivalent of horror movies is probably like Art the Clown. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Someone who I just recently got introduced to, who I'll get into more about that. And then there's, you know, the ancient guys who are like Leatherface.
Ooh.
And then the old school guys like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm only going to be going, I'm not going to do the, like I said, Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff. I don't know enough about that. I don't know. I didn't even ask you, Ameer. Do you know or got enough?
Sounds like you're talking like Frankenstein and Mummy. Mm-hmm. Possibly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's do it right off the bat. Let's get into top horror icons. That's what I'm feeling right now. I want to say, and we're going to end this with, by the way, a watch list, a Harley and Ameer collaborative horror movie watch list for you guys if you want it.
You still got time in the month of Halloween to celebrate, so
yep.
One horror movie a day, build you up to October 31st.
You must really worship Satan to call October the month of Halloween, but I like it. Freddy Krueger, right off the bat. Like, let's talk about Freddy first.
Absolutely.
Freddy Krueger, right off the bat, scary, spooky, creepy, hilarious.
And he's got awesome powers. Gets you in your dreams.
Gets you in your dreams. Yeah. But that's fine for you and I. I mean, we don't sleep, playboy.
Nah.
Up all night. Stay.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Freddy's, do you remember in Nightmare on Elm Street, which, by the way, guys, Johnny Depp cameo in that one. If you go back and check it out, you'll see an old Johnny Depp, a young Johnny Depp from old, yeah, okay. That part where Freddy stretches his arms across the street, and the girl's like, "Oh, God." And he goes, "This is God." And puts his claw up. It's really the only thing he says in Nightmare on Elm Street, "This is God," and shows his claws. And I always thought that was such a crazy, messed up line. Just really, like, I don't know, that one always just, like, looking back, like, as a kid, I always found that one boring.
I need to check that out again.
Yeah, as a kid, I found that one boring.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah. He's kind of like in the back a bit, like, you know, he's operating in secrecy a little bit, and, you know, people are like, they think there's a killer on the loose.
Yeah.
But yeah, "This is God." I always found that to be an interesting line. Freddy vs. Jason was an interesting movie. It was Freddy vs. Jason, and Freddy had the idea, which was smart, to gain power because people weren't scared no more. They ain't bitches. They ain't scared of Freddy. He's just a diddler at the end of the day. That's what he did. He diddled. He diddled the kids. But so people weren't scared of him anymore, so he made Jason. He brought Jason back from the dead to start killing people on Elm Street. So they're like, "Yo, Freddy's back." Then they had nightmares of Freddy, and Freddy was allowed to enter.
That's right.
They say if you smoke a lot of weed, you don't have nightmares. Man, I blaze so much. Like, Freddy is like sitting there knocking on the door to my brain, like, "Hello, hello," and I just
let me in.
I have no dreams. Nothing's going on. But so he uses Jason in that sense, and then they start fighting somehow.
Yeah, they just
Is there a Matrix kick in
There
that?
is a Matrix kick.
Freddy does a Matrix kick, right?
Yeah.
Literally every movie for 10 years did a Matrix kick.
Well, back then they had to. And I guess this time they might have been mocking the Matrix kick because they knew they couldn't pull it off properly with the right budget and effects team, so.
Yeah, the ropes. They didn't have good enough ropes. But everyone did. We're talking about that Trinity jump kick that she does. That's my gold, silver, bronze. And I'm not saying like power levels or anything deep. Just my nostalgia of growing up was Freddy #1, then Jason. And if all those movies were rented out, you grab a Michael Myers one. Oh, what? You grabbed Halloween 2? I'm sorry. Amir, tell them what's up with Halloween 2.
And this is the original ones, not the Rob Zombie remakes?
No, the Halloween 2 where it's just not, or is it Halloween 3?
It's 3.
Oh, it's 3.
Yeah, that's because part 2 happens in the hospital, and that one was actually pretty good.
Yeah, number 3 is where it's just not Michael Myers.
Spirit of the Witch.
It's just a completely different.
Yeah.
They're like Halloween. It should have been called Halloween also, because Michael Myers is not the guy in it. It's not about that.
No, but there's actually like a cult following that do believe Halloween 3 was the best one out of the wall, and I'm just like, that was the worst one.
Was it bad? Oh yeah, because of that. Yeah. See, you know what? Full disclosure, guys. Halloween, the Danny McBride directed one, is not out right now at the recording of this, so
yeah,
we can't comment on that. Leatherface, I think, is a bit before, maybe 10 years. That was the 70s. Like when we were kids growing up, if we saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we'd be like, gross, but it looks old. You know?
Yeah.
Which it was gritty and a big deal, but for us growing up, like it didn't.
What killed me for Texas Chainsaw, not to sidetrack, is when my mom told me, this is a true story. And I'm like, that was the scariest thing. Like, that actually happened.
And apparently, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was made by a guy, Tobe Hooper, was a teacher, and then became writer-director. He made that, and he also made Poltergeist.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, like, Leatherface is the reason why there's Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, all that. It was the first movie that was gritty and realistic in its approach. And it really fucked up people in the theaters, apparently.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Imagine that, like, you were just such a bitch back in the day that you'd go to movies and, like, puke and leave. Like, that happened. People would go to The Exorcist and, like, puke and leave.
I don't understand that.
I was, like, 7, being like, I guess I'll be up all night, but I'm not, like, looking away. But, yeah, anyways, we were bitches back then. We're stronger now, ladies and gentlemen, as humans. Legitimately, probably one of the best movies I've seen this year, and absolutely on the horror list, Hereditary.
Oh, yeah.
If you have not seen it, it is so good.
I would even say masterpiece.
It was definitely.
For this generation. Like,
Yeah.
this is like the kids, like, wow.
So who's the scariest boogeyman of them all?
The scariest boogeyman of them.
I'll give you 3 seconds after I sip this coffee.
Shit. Fuck. Scariest boogeyman of all. Yeah, I guess I lose.
He kills everyone who he goes after. He kills everyone who goes after him. Never misses a target, and he doesn't take on idiotic teenagers. He takes on trained combatants with firearms. Scariest boogeyman of them all? Baba Yaga. Or as they call him on the streets, John Wick. That's right, baby. The boogeyman, John Wick. Headshots all around. Like, just seeing John Wick, like, that's the true boogeyman. They called Michael Myers the boogeyman. You see in the new Michael Myers trailer, like, Jamie Lee Curtis has, like, a fucking hunting rifle. Dude, if that even stands a chance, then John Wick with 2 pistols is going to take him apart.
Wow. John Wick, that's pretty good.
That's the boogeyman.
I would actually like to see a remake of where they turn John Wick out of its original cuts into, like, a horror movie with different music and effects and stuff. That would be interesting.
We need the raw footage, ladies and gentlemen. Send it our way if you have that. If you guys steal us that footage, we're going to cut it up into a terrible horror movie. That's it. That's the horror movie special. Chef Atari, at Chef Atari on Instagram.
Yes, sir. That was
Thanks
fun.
for coming in, brother.
Appreciate it. As always. Good times.
Oh, yeah. Where could they check you out?
Chef Atari on Instagram, at Chef Atari on Instagram, and on Twitter, at Prince Atari.
Prince Atari on Twitter. All right, guys, thank you so much. And hit us both up on Twitter if we missed any movie. I'm sure we messed up. We're not like, we like movies, but we're not diehard horror people. So I know there's people who love horror that are like, wow, these fucking noobs. But if we missed anything, please tweet it at us. Let us know. The conversation continues online. All right, guys, peace.